Hey, good, what is it, late afternoon to everybody. This is Coach Bill with Fat Loss Made Easy Solution. Hope you guys are having a great Wednesday afternoon so far. Today is obviously my non-fasting day because I have my fat coffee, which has got my macadamia nut and coconut creamer in it, which I'm really enjoying more. I used to do a heavy creamer, and even though it doesn't have, it's not normally going to cause a gut issues. I just thought I better change it to something with a little higher, better fat. So I found this, and it really works great for me. So hope you guys don't mind that I enjoy this a little bit as I go through this next topic. Mm, I made it a little too hot though. But anyway, uh, this topic here today, guys, I'm doing this video mainly as an introduction video, as for one of my training modules that I send to my online personal coaching clients. Not only do I give them the science-backed plan on how to reverse whatever issues they have, what I do is I like to educate them at the same time with science. And then, so I send them these modules, training modules, every so often, so they can view themselves, and hopefully they're viewing them because it's worthwhile to be educated on the reason why you're doing what you're doing. That's what's real critical. A lot of health professionals and doctors, they don't really give you the root cause of your issue. And if they do say it, they don't give you any backing to explain why it's causing that. And so I was taught by my teachers that you need to explain the root cause and back it up. And so that's what I've incorporated in my plans. But today, guys, the topic today is for those of you that are having a lot of gut issues, or those of you that are lactose sensitive to dairy products, even those of you that are gluten insensitive, those of you that are having issues with that also. It really only, the root cause, the real root cause to all these issues is you got a sick gut. You got a very unhealthy gut. And most of the issue comes from the Western diet or the processed foods that you guys are eating. That is destroying your gut. Now, we're going through a critical time of our lives right now with this COVID-19. And the doctors multiple times on the media have talked about those that are having the biggest issues are having are due to depressed immune systems or some kind of medical issues they have, which still boils down to a bad immune system. Well, guys, you've got to understand that 80% of your immune system is in your gut. And if you've been living off of processed foods, box foods, bag food, or going to fast foods, you're killing your gut. You're destroying the good bacteria that's in your gut. See, the gut was designed to fight viruses and bacteria. But because your gut is so depressed that it can't fight it. And that's why this, here in the United States, we're having, I would have to say it's an epidemic with people who have gut issues. And either you have it or you may know someone that has it. So this is what I'm going to read off. There's an article put out by Fox News, and this is what they said. Now, the information I'm going to be giving you and the science, I'm not going to go through the whole thing. You're going to have to go to my YouTube channel, type in Bill Mabry, subscribe to it, find this video, and then hit the description section, and all the science will be there, and the outline will be there. I'm just going to go through the PowerPoints of this outline. You can also go to my Weight Loss Solution Facebook group page, join that one, and this video will be there also. But let's see what Fox News says. According to a new, now, like I said, the information that I'm giving you is fairly new. There's even articles, scientific case studies showing 2019 that this was published in. So this is how new it is, and this is what, more and more of us need to reach out to the public and give them this information, so at least they can go and research it themselves and hopefully change their lives. But here it goes. Okay, according to a new national survey of more than 2,000 U.S. adults, 72% said they have experienced at least one of the following gut issues, symptoms a few times a month or more: diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, frequent bowel movements, unexplained weight loss. Well, these symptoms are common with most everybody, it seems like, because I hear this from a lot of people, and it's all due because they're not giving their gut the right food to make it healthy. And like I said, 80% of your immune system is in your gut. Research also shows millions of Americans have some type of issue. Now, I put the article by Fox News in here. So when you go to my YouTube channel, find this YouTube, click in the description, you'll see the article there. So it's in that description section. But you got to remember, this is very important because of what's going on, not just for what's going on today with COVID-19, but the flu or colds or just about everything, any disease. You have a defense mechanism to fight these diseases, but the most Americans have depressed it so bad that it cannot keep up with the toxic chemicals or the environmental toxins that are in the environment, and you're not giving your body the right tools in order to fight or build your immune system up. Your building block is probiotics and prebiotics that you can get from natural organic foods, or you can do or like us, we do homemade kefir and kombucha. We drink both, and that's feeding our gut, and that's keeping our gut nice and healthy. So what I'm getting at here, let me scroll down here, is that my clients always ask me, okay, Bill, well, what kind of protein powder do you use? And I've been using whey protein. Well, I always recommend my clients to stay away from whey protein because there's enough research showing that processed whey protein powders or processed milk, even milk, the process it goes through causes a metabolic change to the molecule, and that makes it very toxic to the body. Matter of fact, in this outline I quoted or stated there was a doctor named Thomas. It's in here. I put his book in there too. It's called the China Study. It's a 20-year study on what causes a lot of disease issues. And also in there's a whole chapter about dairy products and what happens to dairy products when it goes through a processing. Well, a lot of you probably have never heard of it's called, where is it here? It's called a casein. Have you heard of casein, right? But it's called peptide casein. So there's two types of proteins that are in milk, all right? You've got your caseins and you've got your whey. Those are the two types of proteins that are in milk. Now the issue is, and this is why I'm doing this video, is I want to explain to my clients why I want them to walk away from doing whey protein powders, because of the process it goes through. There are two types. Okay, so I told you two types of protein in milk. There's casein and there's whey. Now we're talking about casein because that's the problem. That's the problem that's causing many people to have gut issues when they're having dairy products or when they're doing whey protein. I mean, for myself, my gut's very sensitive to protein powders. I can't have whey protein. It makes me sick. But you got two types of beta caseins in milk. You got what they call A1 beta casein, which is known as beta casein 7. And then you have another one known as A2 milk. Now, all this stuff I'm telling you is pretty new out there. Matter of fact, there's a couple of companies out there that have done so much research on this. They've completely changed their format on how they process milk, and now they're calling themselves A2 Milk Company, because the beta casein A1 is the one that's causing most issues in most everybody's gut when they're drinking milk. And that's going to be A1 casein is what's in all of your dairy products that you're buying from the stores like Stater Brothers, Ralph's, your store-bought dairy products. You've got A1 casein in it. Very little of the healthy A2 casein. Okay, so there's the issue. So when they are actually producing milk, or when you're buying the ultra pasteurized milk, then most all of that milk has the bad casein in it. I think the scientific, I'm looking for the scientific name for it here. Let's see, what do they call it here? Okay, so I'm going to read you just a little bit about A1 and A2 casein, and this is in my outline. So beta casein makes up 30% of the protein in cow's milk. And now research says they have A1 and A2 are the two variants of beta casein. Okay? So historically, now remember, we're talking historically here, so we're talking about our ancestors. We're talking about cows that actually were raised on pastures. They weren't given hormones. They weren't given probiotics or antibiotics. And they weren't given GMO corn for to fatten them up. That's not what, or to produce more milk. These are naturally raised cows on healthy pastures. So historically, this is what the article says, historically cows produced milk that contained only the A2 form of beta casein. The A2 form of beta casein is your healthy form. That is the form that's not going to give you gut issues. Okay? Today, most of the milk available from the local grocery stores contains mostly A1 protein. Beta casein, A1 protein, the scientific breakdown is called BCM-7. So I'll read you what doctors are saying about this A1 protein. So due to the mass production, now this is what's causing most of your milk or all your dairy to have too much A1 beta casein 7 in it. Due to mass production of today's milk, most all processed milk or dairy products have mostly A1 in it. Okay? A1 and A2 proteins affect the body differently. This is what the research is saying. So we already know that, right? When A1 protein is digested, now this is important here. This is an important one. When A1 protein is digested in the small intestines, it produces a peptide called beta casein 7, which is known as BCM-7. The intestines absorb BCM-7 and it then passes into the blood, and that's what's causing gut issues, or for your gut to have an uncomfortable feeling, or even people just sometimes bend over in so much pain, all because of A1. It's not because of it's not because of the dairy itself. It's because of that A1 beta casein 7. Doctors and researchers, like I said, this stuff is all new. This hasn't been out there long enough, but this is something my clients need to know about, and why I want them not to be drinking or using a processed whey protein powder, because whey protein powder has too much A1 casein in it, or has casein. Now, remember I told you about there was some research done 20 years ago, or for 20 straight years, this research in the China study? He has a whole chapter there talking about beta casein, and that in his book, he states that cancer research uses casein to initiate cancer in rats for them to test them. Okay, I'll say it again. Casein is used by the cancer researchers to initiate cancer in rats so they can do their research. China study, Dr. Thomas, I forgot his last name, dang it, but it's a China study. I put a picture of the book in the outline. So that's why I recommend my clients to go to a good source of cold processed veggie protein powder. I used MRM vanilla veggie protein powder, and I also used Dr. Axe's collagen protein powder. So that's my source. Okay, so the structure of A2 protein is more okay. Now this is why A2 protein is so healthy for us, and why most everybody shouldn't have an issue with this. There might be a couple that might. I don't see how. If you do, that just proves you have a sick gut. And once you get your gut healthy by feeding it the live probiotics and prebiotics, change your veggies to organic veggies, which has it naturally in it. Then you can drink your A2 protein milk or A2 milk and have no issues with it. But the structure of A2 protein is more comparable to human breast milk, as well as milk from goats, sheep, and buffalo. That's what makes A2 milk or A2 casein very healthy. I'll read you one scientific research. In 2000, a scientist in New Zealand founded the A2 milk company. This is the company I was telling you about at the very beginning. There's more than one now because they see the benefits from A2 milk. But this researcher founded the A2 milk company. This company provides milk from cows that only produce A2 protein. That's what their milk only produces, A2 protein. If you go to Stater Brothers, or if you go to Albertsons or all the health food stores, you're going to see A2 milk in those refrigerated sections now. So now it's available for the public to go and buy. So I suggest you guys change from buying the regular dairy milk and change over to A2 milk. And the A2 milk company, who originally founded A2, the researcher, his milk is in the shelves now. So, and how do they know it's A2 milk? Well, pretty easily. The A2 milk company tests the DNA of their cows by using hair samples to ensure the animals only produce milk that contains A2 protein. So the company is testing the milk after production, as well, to ensure it does not contain after the production. After production. So, yes, the milk in the sack has got A2 in it. But what happens when they take the milk out and it goes through whatever it goes through? Well, this company checks it again to make sure there's no A1 casein, peptide casein 7 in it. And that's the reason, and that's what makes that milk healthy, is because they know by doing the DNA test that milk is going to be strictly A2 and have no A1 in it. So I thought real quick I'd Google this, and this is what Google says. There is a difference in the ratios of lactose carbohydrate components and fatty acids, fat components in both milks. However, it is protein component in the milk that differentiates the two from each other in terms of quality. A1 milk has A1 type of protein, casein 7. A2 milk has A2 type of protein, casein. Okay? Now this was written in July 2nd of 2019, and that's why you're not hearing anything about it. I'm sure most of you guys have never even heard about A1 casein or A2 casein. Well, now you have. So go back and do my YouTube channel. You read the whole thing. A1 and A2 are the two primary types of beta casein. A1 casein. Now this is what's causing the root cause of gut issues. I don't care what it is. All gut issues is inflammation. That's the root cause of all diseases. We already know that. I mean, all the scientists and doctors, they can't deny that. That's the root cause. A1 casein causes inflammation. That's why so many people have gut issues when they have any kind of dairy. Now, you're not going to be able to change your gut overnight. There's steps you have to go through to do that. And you need to follow these steps consistently, and you will get a healthier gut. But the first thing you have to do is understand the difference between A1 casein and A2 in your milk or dairy or anything. Once you get your gut healthy, those issues are gone. And gluten, even though gluten, I try to stay away from gluten as much as I can. But because Emily and I's gut are so healthy, gluten doesn't bother me. Okay? So A1 casein, now this is what science is saying. A1 casein causes inflammation, store-bought dairy products. And A2 is your healthier beta casein coming from pasture-raised, grass-finished cows that are tested by doing a DNA sample with their hair to see if it only has A2, and after they extract it from the cow, they test it again. So how much better is that? So guys, this is just a little bit of what I'm taught. This is just a little bit of explanation on why dairy from stores are affecting people. I mean, obviously it's their gut. Their gut's unhealthy. Emily and I have a process that we, when we work with somebody with any kind of a gut issue, any kind, we change certain things with them, and those gut issues go away. I mean, documentation will always overrule conversation. I have so many people that have had gut issues for years, and we just do 2 or 3 simple little steps, very simple little steps, and within a short time, they no longer have gut issues. They're back to having pizza every so often when they're going to their sons or daughters' sporting events, and they can go to have pizza after the game and not feel depressed or not feel that they can't have one because of their gut, because their gut's healthy again, so it can be fixed. So guys, like I said, you can go to my YouTube channel, type in Bill Mabry, subscribe to it, hit the description section, that's where this outline is, and read it. You can message me at drinknatureswater@gmail.com if you'd like some information on the program that we offer online that will actually teach you all this. And like I said, every one of my clients gets a number of different training protocols or modules to educate them. So when our time is up, they're fully educated on why they were able to reverse whatever issue they have, or were able to lose that belly fat or body fat, and how important it is to be consistent. And all this is backed by science. You guys know me or watch me know I like to put science in there to back up what I say. Okay, guys? So there you go, guys. Like I said, this is a training module for my clients. It's going to be put in my training package so that they understand why I want them to stay away from. Actually, you know what? I'm going to make this mandatory. I want them to stay away from the whey protein, period, because part of our plan when they go on our online coaching and do our plan is to get a healthy gut, because obviously we're not going to reverse whatever issue you have or lose that belly fat or whatever unless our gut's healthy in the first place. So we got to get our gut healthy. So that's a mandatory. So whey protein's out the door now. I'm going to make that a priority. Okay, guys? So guys, I hope you're having a great day. We'll see you guys at the next video.